Hello everybody, Joe Locklear here again. I've got a home that I want to show you. This home is for sale. Normally I go through the video before I tell you the price, but this one is such a deal. I'm going to tell you the price first. $19,900. The reason I'm doing that, I think you're going to be amazed when you see this, the rest of this video, and you see these pictures and how nice this home actually is. This is not a major rehab. I'm calculating about $5,500 if you hire a contractor to get this house ready to rent. Let's go through the videos, and I want to show you what I'm talking about when I tell you the value here. Okay, this is the outside of the home. The home's located at 509 Woodstock Street. That's in the Brentwood area. This isn't Ponte Vedra. It's not a slum. It's I'd call a midline or even a little lower midline area. It's where I like to invest. All of the homes that I own are in areas identical to this. I buy them here because of the returns. So, and also the rent. This home, I'm estimating the rent at about $675 a month. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Should be very easy to rent at that price. So this is the area that I like to buy in. If you're looking for resale, this is not it. This is a rental-only neighborhood. You're going to have a hard time financing these homes. You probably need cash to buy this one. But it's only $19,900, so it's an excellent, excellent investment. What you're looking at is the front of the property. It's a craftsman style home, pretty neat, and this is stucco. This is just a little dirt that's gotten kicked up on there. Pressure washing would make it look great, and a little touch-up paint on the outside. Needs just a little bit of work on the front steps and the side steps. This is the rear. Most of the money in the rehab is a new air conditioning unit. It does need a new condenser. This one is non-functional. This one was hooked up, but I wanted to check it, so we actually pulled it out. It's going to have a new compressor, so you're talking about $850 to repair this condenser. We took it because with the house going vacant, we were afraid it might be stolen, but we have this unit. Okay, that's the rear of the home. Here's a close-up of the front. Gives you a little more idea of what it looks like. Neat home. Here's the rear. Again, just another shot. This is just dirt. That'll pressure wash right off. Here's the side. Shows a new electric service. And the electric service is new. It's only 100 amps. Why somebody would put in a 100 amp electric service, I don't know. But they did. It's adequate for the air conditioning, the range. It is not adequate for a clothes dryer. So this home will not have a clothes dryer, but a lot of people in this neighborhood use clotheslines. So I thought if I do keep this one, we'll just put up a clothesline because I don't want to spend a lot of money on it. The key here is to get in this home, keep your costs down, and keep the rent down. You'll make a very, very good return, and you'll have a very quick payback period if you do that. Okay, living room. As you notice, nice living room. I put money in my pro forma, which we'll go over in a minute, for paint, but you may not have to spend all I've got in there because looking back at this, I think some touch-up paint might be sufficient. It has exposed beam. It's a craftsman style. It's pretty neat house. Wood trim, has a fireplace in the living room. The carpets, I put money in there to actually dye them if need be. A good cleaning may take care of them, but I would not replace them. There's the living room. Here's the kitchen. You have cabinets here. You have 3 large windows, which gives it a lot of light in the kitchen. The appliances don't go with it. It was occupied at the time I made the deal, but they actually moved out. They bought a house, and at that point the refrigerator was still here, but they are coming back to get it. So these pictures are going to be messy because the tenant's in the process of moving out. This is the pantry that's right in the kitchen. As you can see, lots of space in the pantry. Here is the other wall of the kitchen. The only thing I see it needs here is a little touch-up on this range hood. I would probably just take a can of spray paint and spray paint that back white. This home is mostly cleanup on the inside. It's what it needs. I mean, it's not filthy by any means. It was fairly well kept for a rental, but just has a little, deferred paint. Here is the bathroom. The bathroom basically is in excellent condition. The only thing I would do, I'd clean this with a little bit of bleach right along here and recaulk it, and that's it. Same thing here, a little bit of bleach, a little bit of caulking. You may not even have to recaulk it if you just clean it with bleach, because that black will go away. Okay, here's the electric service. As you can see, it's been replaced, but the service itself has not been upgraded. If you wanted to do just a service upgrade, you could probably do it for $1,000 or less. I would not do it right now. Again, I'd keep my output down and get a tenant in here, then you can decide to make some of those improvements later if you want to. This is the water heater. It is in a little rear porch area that's enclosed. There is a washer hookup. You can't see it, but it's right here. Here is the existing inside unit. It's a good Train unit. The filter was dirty, but the coil is clean. So the filter evidently caught everything. Okay, this is a bedroom. As you see, nice size windows. House is not in bad condition, as you can see. It just needs a little cleanup. Here's another. This is the rear bedroom. Good spacious bedroom. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And here is the middle bedroom. So 3 full, good sized bedrooms. Okay, that gives you an idea of what the house looks like. Let's look at some numbers here. Let's begin with the rehab, and let's see what the rehab's going to cost, and I probably should just call it repairs. What I've got is I'd pressure wash the exterior, about 4 hours, about $60 in material. I have a pressure washer. I got tired of maintaining it. We just go rent one now. So we can do these repairs for you, or you can do them yourself. And I've got it priced both ways here. Exterior paint, just a little touch up, 5 hours, $50 for materials, about $185. The roofing repair, there is a spot on the roof that needs to be repaired right over the front door. That porch was evidently added later or was re-roofed later, and that portion is old. So it either needs to be re-roofed in that area or just patched. I put $1,000 to re-roof it. You could probably patch it for a couple of hundred because it doesn't leak inside the house, just right there at the front steps. Really, I'd go ahead and repair it. So I put $1,000 in there for that. A little bit of repair at the steps. I've got about $360 in for that. Interior paint, again, you saw the condition of it. So I put enough money to come in here and just paint the walls, not the trim. But, you know, you may not have to spend all that if you didn't want to. I'd add a clothesline, about $100. I would clean the carpet and the vinyl. Now the reason I put $500 in here, if it doesn't come clean, you could spend that because you'd want to dye it darker. So you may or may not spend that much. I'd say if you can get by without dyeing it, you'd probably save a couple $100 here. And then a final cleaning. We always have a maid come in and do a good final cleaning before we place a tenant. HVAC service, this is a set price. I've already gotten a quote on that because I was suspect as to, you know, the seller told me they thought the unit worked. I thought it probably didn't after talking to the tenants. So I did get my AC guy to go over, and $850 will repair that. And again, we have that unit. And I usually throw about $500 in for miscellaneous things, little things that you may not see, or doorknobs, just minor things. That adds up to about $4,387. So, you know, if you're a hands-on landlord, you could go in and paint it yourself. You could probably do this for about $2,500. But if you want to sub it yourself, about $4,300. If you want our company to do it, we certainly will do it. We charge cost plus 20%. Which is another $1,069. So if you just said, Joe, get it ready to rent, you'd be spending a little less than $5,500 on the repairs. Okay, so let's sum it all up. We're going to go in here and let's look at a pro forma. Let's go to the data entry page. Purchase price, you know what? I had it at $20,900. I think I'm going to come down. I want to sell this one quick, or I want to keep it. So I'm going to drop it $1,000. I'm willing to sell you this property for $19,900 in as-is condition. That's just an unheard of deal. I have seen raggedy houses that are falling down go for $19,900. This is a good, solid property needing just minor repairs for $19,900 that will rent for $675 a month. Okay, I've got the rehab cost at $5,500. I've got $1,000 in for your closing cost. The ARV on this, or the after repaired value, it's on the tax rolls at $38,000, and that's down a little bit from last year. This is almost 1,200 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1 bath with a rear porch and a front porch. The rear porch is enclosed for the washer dryer or the washer area. Okay, so about $38,000. Monthly rent, I'm going to say $675. You're not going to borrow money, I would not think. I'm putting 0 loan to value. I put 2% in for an inflation factor, just for the purpose of this pro forma. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's go to the breakdown page. Okay, your purchase price $19,900, $5,500 rehab cost, and $1,000 just closing cost, interim cost. That puts your basis in this property after repairs at $26,400. Should be worth $38,000. I put a 7% vacancy ratio and a 7% in here for reserves and maintenance, or 7% each. Okay, I assumed you're going to hire a property manager, probably Locklear Realty. You're going to pay your taxes and put insurance on it. So we don't have any long cost in here. So your capital position, you're out about $27,400 with all of your cost. Okay, that's everything combined. Actually, it's in this formula that kicks that up $1,000. Actually, it's $26,400. But let's leave it at $27,400 in case we miss something. That means you're after management, after everything you spend, your spendable cash flow is $400 per month. That's after vacancy, after reserves, everything. It's a fantastic deal. That gives you a cash-on-cash return of 18%. If you come look over here, this just shows you based on that 2% inflation factor where your cash flow goes over the years. That doesn't mean a lot on this one because you're not borrowing money. What matters is how much money do you put in your pocket right now. And that's $400 a month, or 18%. Now let me show you why I like to keep these. And if nobody out there wants this one, I certainly will keep it. The reason I decided that I'd sell it is that right now I'd rather have some cash than another property. I've kept several here in the last few months that I paid cash for. But over here, what you've got is, let's look at the worst that can happen. I'll show you why I love these properties that are priced like this. Let's assume things go south. You're going to have a high vacancy. Doesn't normally happen because people have to have a place to live, and this is at the bottom of that scale. Let's assume you have 10% vacancy. Let's assume you have high expenses and you have 10% expenses. That 10% means that it's vacant for more than a month a year, for like 5-6 months a year, and you pay for maintenance. So what does that mean? This is probably the worst that's going to happen, and you still make 16% cash on cash. So these properties are so safe. Let's assume you have 20% vacancy. What does it mean? 13% cash on cash. So these are extremely safe investments, probably safer than any other type rental property that you could invest in. And I have people look and they say, well, I don't like the neighborhood, or I don't like this. Well, hire a manager, don't go to the neighborhood. Okay, this is a rentable neighborhood. I have other properties in this neighborhood. I just sold one that rented for $775 for $40,000 to a hedge fund in here. This is a fantastic deal. Let's go back to our 7%, and it shows you an 18% cash-on-cash return. It's an excellent deal to put in your portfolio, or an excellent deal to actually put it in your IRA. You can buy this property within your IRA if you have a self-directed IRA. If you don't have a self-directed IRA, you need one as soon as possible. So that's this property. I'm going to wrap this up, and I thank you for looking. You can get a hold of me at 904-813-9526 to reserve this property. This one's going to go very quick, so if you're interested, I wouldn't hesitate. And those of you that have bought other properties know I'm not kidding here. I've had these properties sell within 10 minutes of this video going out. So again, I'm Joe Locklear. This is a fantastic deal, and if you like this one, buy it. If not, I'll have another one soon. Thank you very much.